This video is about the different cat's tongue brushes that you might have. I will show my different cat's tongue brushes. Basically, a cat's tongue brush is like a flat brush and a round brush put together. That's how I place it together. So it has a very nice point, and at the same time it has a very wide belly. That wide belly allows you to have lots of water, so you don't have to all the time dip in water or mix all the time, because it can absorb a lot of pigment and it can absorb a lot of water. The first two cat's tongue brush that I've shown are Kazan hair type of brushes. So Kazan is like squirrel hair, but the pedigree pearl is the highest kind of squirrel hair that you can find. The next one, the next three that I've shown, those are cat's tongue brushes from Japan. I bought it from Sekaido, and they're also sable hair. This one is squirrel, the Princeton Select. That one is nylon hair. Also the Escoda pointed oval brush. So it's my big one. That was the first one that I had. So the cat's tongue brush, when you create a stroke, you normally hold it at a 90-degree position, the thinnest stroke that you can make. Then put a little pressure and see the strokes that the brush can do. This one I'm applying full pressure and I'm releasing all the way. So I'm just using a 25% cotton watercolor paper here as a practice sheet. I am testing how much water it can hold. See, in this case, it can go as far as there, and of course I have lots of water on my brush. So again, the level of water will depend on how much you put water on the brush. Here I am dabbing just the tip of the brush, and I am rotating my hand along with the brush. So here, the close-up view would be this one. Here, a light touch, more pressure, light touch, more pressure. You can also try putting your brush sideways so it doesn't have this really big tip. Okay, so there, you can play with it. That's the reason for this exercise, so that we can get a warm up. So let's repeat. This one is less water on the brush, but it's too dry, but it's a very nice brush marking for twigs, for example. So you can lessen the water and try to see the type of brush marking that this brush can make. So let's repeat that exercise. So that one is less water, so it has a dry brush effect. Okay, and then rotating my hand, sorry for that. There you go. So this one is a more uniform one. Try to change the pressure, make it sideways as well. So this one I am dabbing the tip of the brush, because this stroke are perfect for petals. That's why the brush marking is very, very important. So kindly make a thin stroke sideways. Use the side of the brush, push down to the belly of the brush. So you can try to change the direction where you're dragging the brush. So for example, you can drag the brush. So this is just a slight touch. So normally I use that stroke for shadows along the petals. Here you change the direction. This time the tip is towards you. Here at the 9 o'clock side, here at the 12 o'clock, and at the 3 o'clock. So our hand is like a compass. Let's try to do that. Now this one, I am creating a thin pattern coming from an 11 o'clock side, and then here is from a 6 o'clock side and then going upwards. So I just vary the direction so I can play with the brush strokes. Doing this will help you familiarize the strokes that the brush can do, and hence you can play with it. So I am now changing my color from blue to green. I added the permanent yellow D to the royal blue that I have. So I'm going to create some leaves by using the thin, thick, thin stroke I've shown you a while ago. So let's try to create a thin, thick, thin stroke. See, I started on the left top corner going down diagonally. So I did this for a certain amount of time. In order for you to familiarize yourself with the brush, you have to do it several times until you get the feel of the brush. Notice that the fourth one is a bit yellowish because I took more yellow on the brush. So you can dip the brush on yellow and then you see that it has more yellow. Here I am now changing the direction of the brush. So watch my hand as it changes direction and I twist the brush towards another direction. So you can play with your brush using the thin, thick, thin stroke and create petals or leaves. So this stroke will help you create different petals, create different leaves, and you will be familiarizing yourself with the brush. So continue practicing each of the strokes that we learned today. So create thin lines, create thick lines, and create these leaves and patterns that we have in this exercise. Kindly take a photo and then send it through Google Classroom so that I can see what strokes you are making. See you!